got it and spit it. Did you see that?
Did he really?
Yeah, he was like, oh.
I tried to wait a second.
Damn.
Did you see him flare?
Yeah.
I thought he
Caught
had
that
it.
thing in mid-air.
I know he did. I hopped it up in his face.
He's like, okay, I'll find out.
He's nipping. I'm fixing to catch him.
He's not moving.
I gotta hop in his face. I got him right there. Got him. Finally. After 4 or 5 attempts, I finally got that poor old bass right there. He was definitely worth the wait. But he finally, I kept hitting him and beating on him and hitting him and beating on him. And how many times? I think he bit 4 times before I finally got him to bite. So that was fun. It was nerve-wracking, but fun. But it took a lot of different presentations to get him to bite, and I probably should have changed colors on him. He might have bit a little bit faster. But we'll let him go back and take care of his babies. But that was a lot of fun. We seen that fish the first pass, and he really wasn't interested. And we came back over here, and he got interested. So that was a lot of fun. But that fish was on a bed right beside that log, and I started out by just dragging, leaving. You can see him going back over to the bed now and leaving it in there. And he got interested in it and actually bit on my first pitch in there. And I thought he had it, and he just had it by the little flappers. And Jason finally suggested I shorten my bait, and I finally bit my goo bug down, and I caught him after about the 3rd or 4th bite. But that was a lot of fun. Whew. He ain't going, he just turning in circles. I'm getting mad too. I wish he'd go ahead and swallow it. Oh, oh. Yeah. Oh, there he is. There he is. Look how red his eyes are. Well, basically, we come along here with that X-Rat prop bait, and this fish came out, and he got underneath the bait, and he almost bit it actually the first time. He actually showed us where he was, and we kind of eased up in here. We got him to come under it twice, and he was sitting right there on the bed, and so we kind of put the talons down, and we started pitching to him, and he started making real tight circles, and he started nipping at it, and you could just barely see him out there on that bed. He was really kind of hard to see. And I started hopping it up in his face, and finally I hit him a couple times, and then when I drug it, you can see there, I don't know if you can see there's a white spot. When I drug it out, he finally come out across that bed, and he got it that final time. But that was really cool because, and he's going right back over there to that bed, but the prop bait actually showed us where he was at. And you know, today we've had a front come through last night, and you know, we kind of got high skies, we've got a north wind, and you know, the prop bait's been showing us where a lot of these fish are before we've been staying way far away from them because the water's real low and real clear. But the prop bait, we've caught a few on it, but it's also showed us where some of these fish are, and then we've been able to come in here and take this goo bug and different things like that and fish for them on the bed. But one thing we've noticed as it's gotten later in the day, these fish have gotten more aggressive. The first fish we saw this morning, you could throw your bait at them, they weren't interested. And as it's gotten warmer, they've gotten a lot more interested. And matter of fact, that one fish that I caught a while ago, Jason was watching it through the viewfinder, and it was actually biting my bait and spitting it out while I was reeling the drag, while I was still reeling down. So in other words, he was hitting it and blowing it out so fast, I wasn't even fast enough to even catch him. So it's been pretty cool, you know, kind of watching how the progression of the day has gone. And my guess is, as we get later in the day, we're gonna catch more on this prop bait as it gets warmer and the water temperature warms up, and these fish are gonna get more aggressive, more settled down on these beds. And some of these fish look like they're new. They probably just came up yesterday or maybe even the day before. So let's go find some more. Now there is the fish that actually bit my topwater bait, and I lost him. And after I lost him, I eased up there and saw him sitting on that bed right beside that root, and I pitched over there first pitch. And this fish just swam over and picked it up and swam off with it. So that was a really easy one there. But of course I hooked him on that prop bait, and once again the prop bait showed us where he was, and then we were able to catch him with a goo bug. So we got a 1-2 punch going today. Maybe we can find us another one in here. I think he's got it. Now we've hung him in the tree, and now we've got him out of there. But we finally jumped the bait up there in his face, and we got a hold of him. But it took a while. We kept having to hop it up in his face to finally get him to commit, but he didn't want to go anywhere. There he goes, right back over there. That's cool. That's cool. I finally got the right angle and finally got the right hop to get it up there in front of him. Is that one right there? I think that's a... Right there is where he should be. There he is. He's a pretty good one too. A lot bigger than I thought. But I found that fish yesterday and he was real spooky and I couldn't get him to bite. And every time I threw at him, he would spook off. So we came back in here today and the wind's blowing and I was able to throw in there. The water's dirtier and I got the first good cast in there and he bit it. Not a bad fish. We'll let him go. But I saw that fish yesterday and I couldn't get him to bite. And that was kind of cool. And I knew he was there in the first pitch. I mean, I felt him thump it, so that was kind of cool. That's the way you like it to go when you're in a tournament, so. But got another one on the goo bug.
Check us out at wired2fish.com.